Welcome to our very first episode on Quality for Growth podcast. This is a podcast where we get to discuss all matters to do with business growth. We speak in business growth not only for local but also for international market with a quality eye. Without further ado, allow me to introduce our very first guest on this episode. Introducing our amazing podcast guest for this episode, Kim Otteby. Kim Otteby is the CEO and founder of Umoyo Products. Having led Umoyo Products for the last decade and a half, she is a recipient of Push Women Network Entrepreneur of the Year Award. She is also a recipient of Zambia Association of Manufacturers Innovation Award. Kim Otteby is also known for her countless mindset change conferences both on private sector and government forums. She is a board member of the Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Kim Otteby is currently the president of Proudly Zambian campaign PZC. She has a running mindset program on Money FM. Kim, you're welcome to Quality for Growth podcast.
Thank you so much, Clara.
Good
Such
to have
a
you.
pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Kim, we have so much to learn from you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kim. I came to Zambia when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
That was quite a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yes.
I wanted to know.
So Zambia has become my home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I started Umoyo back in 2007.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is now 17 years ago.
17 years ago.
And we
That's
started
amazing.
small, tiny. I mean, in the beginning it was just me.
Yeah.
And I was doing natural health consultations with people.
Yeah.
And then over time that grew and it turned into a world-class facility, a health clinic where we help people get over all sorts of chronic illnesses, diabetes, hypertension. We had a whole host of different therapies that we offered, really cutting-edge stuff like colon hydrotherapy, bioresonance, live blood analysis. You know, you name it, we did it.
You name it,
yes.
to do that.
And then when we got people onto healthier paths, we realized, well, we want to support them with products, but there weren't a lot of good quality products available in Zambia at that time. I mean, Zambia looked very different 17 years ago.
It was so different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's when we opened our first natural health shop.
Wow.
Yeah, the country's first proper natural health shop. And
absolutely, because I think there's not been any other, natural, producing company.
Yeah.
Before Umoyo came on board.
But at that time, we weren't producers. We were importing a lot of things that we were selling in our shops. And then over time, we started sourcing more and more locally.
Okay.
So we started one little shop at Arcades, which is still there today.
Still there today.
Yes.
That should be a souvenir.
And then, and then now we have 9 shops in total.
Wow.
Retail, physical health shops, and we have an online shop as well.
Wow.
Where people, well, mostly it's people in Zambia who order our products and we send everywhere in Zambia.
Absolutely.
But you could actually order wherever you are in the world and we'll send you some.
And you're able to send.
Yeah, we're able to send.
That's amazing.
But what I'm really proud of and what's really exciting in the journey of Umoyo is that about 3 years ago, we pivoted a bit. We made a bit of a strategic shift.
Yeah.
Because before we were really importers, traders, retailers.
Yes.
But now we are also manufacturers.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
This was a big thing.
3 years ago, you said.
More or less 3 years ago.
We're going to speak a little bit more about that, the journey of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And can you imagine the strides that you're actually recording now? You started 17 years ago.
Yeah.
But before I delve into that, I'm excited to know that you actually originate from Sweden. And that you came into Zambia, when you were 3.
I have my parents to thank for that. Yes. They're also still here, by the way.
Typically a Zambian.
Yeah.
What has been your experience in Zambia? What made you to open your eyes towards business? A longer period that you spent in Zambia and that led to Umoyo starting.
Well, I think that when you grow up in Africa, Africa somehow finds its way into your heart.
I love that.
So that's definitely what happened. But Umoyo was born out of passion. Wow. Out of passion for health. For me specifically, it was nutrition.
Yes.
That's what
was
led
a drive.
me. Yes. And it's not like, it's not like I looked at where can I make the most money.
Yes.
No, that was not what drove me at all. It was, this is what I want to do. I want to help people overcome illness and live their best life. That was the foundation.
Was the drive.
Yeah, that was the drive.
Oh, amazing.
But then, of course, how Omoyo has evolved over the years. When I started, I could never even have imagined where we are today.
That is it.
Yeah.
Because 17 years ago, you started Omoyo, and then you started it as a result of your passion.
Yes.
And then without thinking much about how much money you're going to make out of the business.
That was not a concern. It was really just following my passion, knowing that this is what I was put on this earth to do. Yes. And like I said, now transitioning into manufacturers, it kind of feels like we are a startup, even though we've been around a while. Yeah. But I should say, with the added benefit of having this strong foundation, because you learn a lot when you've been in business for 17 years.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, every mistake that you can make, we
Yes.
have probably made those mistakes. We've learned from our mistakes when it comes to HR. We've learned from our mistakes when it comes to dealing with ZRA.
With
and
ZRA,
so on.
taxations and all that,
Yes.
penalties and stuff.
Absolutely, 100%.
Wow.
We've been there. So we have that strong foundation. We know how to put in systems and monitor those systems. Yes. But now with the excitement of doing something completely new that we've never done before, entering into this space of manufacturing.
This is amazing, Kim. And what I want to say as a business person, that it's not easy. The journey that you have to move in 17 years down the line. And only we can say at 14 years, the thought of starting a manufacturing company came into play. And now it is actually coming to fruition. We have all sorts of products coming from Omoyo.
Oh, there's been so many. And what I was going to say is I wish we had become or gone into manufacturing earlier, because we'd be so much further ahead. But
it's okay.
It's okay,
It's
exactly.
learning process.
It's learning process.
That's absolutely
But going into manufacturing, that was necessity. That was us turning the business around, because you see, a few years ago, especially around when COVID first hit, the kwacha started devaluating. Yes. And we imported a lot in foreign currency, so we imported in dollars.
Yes, yes.
And renting shops here in Zambia, it's dollar rents.
Yes.
Yeah, we sell in kwacha. So that equation was not, it just didn't work anymore.
Didn't work.
And the business was going down.
Yeah.
And we had a decision, well, do we let it go? And when it's like your baby, you put your heart and soul into it.
You love it so much.
Oh my God, that was so tough. Such a difficult period when you see that it's failing. And that is when we decided, no, we are not going to let this business die. Yes, no, we are going to find a solution. And the solution was finding local raw materials that we could add value to and create innovative health products that not only we can sell in our own health shops, but we can take to a much wider market.
Yes.
Which is what we did.
Yeah.
And now you can find our products in virtually every supermarket in Zambia.
You pretty much see all that. And my favorite, as I've always spoken about it, is peanut butter from Omoyo.
Oh.
And as we dove into that, we just wanted to know your opinion when it comes to be able to define a good product in terms of quality. How do you know? Like you are Kim. I mean, you the founder of Omoyo Products. You already a manufacturing company now as Omoyo. But when you go on the market generally, you're in a chain store and you pick in a product. What do you look for? For you to know this is a good product I can associate myself with, I can buy, I can consume it in terms of quality. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for a good product, now we of course have the Proudly Zambian logo.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, which I'm very proud to have on the Omoyo products. This is one of our products, by the way.
Wow.
So if you pick up any Omoyo products, you'll find the Proudly Zambian logo. And that shows that the product, the organization has gone through a vetting process. Yes. Exactly, it's been checked. So you can rely on that it is a quality product.
Wow.
Because in the past, a lot of the time what happened with Zambian products was that people didn't trust them.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
In fact, even ourselves as Zambians, we didn't trust our
No, exactly. But that is changing.
That has changed a lot.
And we are producing really amazing high quality products in Zambia.
Absolutely.
So this proudly Zambian logo, when you see that, it means you can trust this product because it has been vetted. It's gone through a quality control process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Yeah. We are so happy that actually Umoyo is associated with proudly Zambia. You're also associated with ZABS, meaning you've been vetted. And that is really a good thing. You know, as we go into that, how do you just prepare your workers when it comes to quality management systems in terms of ensuring that even the water, the peanut butter, the baobab juice that I've taken, really an amazing product, that it remains as it is, whether Kim is there or not? What is the process? How do you train your workers? And what is it that you emphasize on to ensure that you remain top-notch in terms of quality standards of your products?
Well, we do a lot of training with our staff.
Yeah.
We do a lot of training through ZABS, the Zambia Bureau of Standards. We've had trainings with TechnoServe as well, another great organization that has been helping us. And then we do our own in-house training as well.
Yeah.
So we have gone through a lot of training also just to get our certification, but we continue with those trainings because you know, you can learn something once, but you tend to forget.
Absolutely. So in a week's time, 1 month, 2 months.
So it's a process of repetition as well to make sure that this information really is absorbed by everyone who works at Umoyo. And whenever we find that there is something that doesn't work or that needs to be addressed, then we do a specific training. We create a training in-house
training,
specifically for that issue. So we're doing trainings probably twice a month for our staff in the production unit.
That's good.
So training is absolutely key.
Yeah.
And then of course we got posters everywhere reminding people what they need to be doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is actually very, very good when you're in a production company. Could you tell us a little bit about how many products that Umoyo is actually manufacturing now?
Oh, you know, I don't actually have the figure, but it's quite a lot. So we can differentiate. We have about 40 products that we make that go into our own shops.
Yes.
But this is small scale. The products that go wider, that we wholesale into the supermarkets and that we want to take beyond that even, that is our water, our alkaline water.
My favorite.
Yeah, we have maybe 5-6 different drinks. Juices and things, all healthy, all quite unique and innovative. Like you mentioned, the baobab juice, or the red passion, which is a hibiscus-based drink, and so on and so on. And then we also do peanut butter and our instant porridge as well. But all our products are quite unique. We, you know, even our peanut butter, which is a real quite generic product if you think about it.
Yes, it's everywhere on the market.
And you ask,
what
you know,
sets it apart?
Exactly. You ask what makes a good product. You have to find a way of differentiating yourself to the rest of the crowd. And,
absolutely.
And in the beginning, we weren't sure, do we go into peanut butter? But we were already dealing with groundnuts, so we decided it's just an easy extension for us. But like our peanut butter, what sets it apart is, one, the quality.
Yes.
It is one of the, in terms of quality, one of the highest quality peanut butters out there. We test it regularly, 0% aflatoxin. You know? But then we go beyond that because it also has to be in line with our brand. So no sugar.
No sugar.
We don't put sugar.
Natural.
We don't add any extra oil.
Wow.
Some peanut butter producers add extra oil in there. And also we have decided to add healthy pink salt, which is more mineral rich rather than just your normal white salt, which is just sodium chloride. You don't have any other minerals. So the pink salt will have up to 80 different minerals in there. So it's just another way to align our product with our brand, which is all about health, quality, integrity, and also at the same time differentiate it from all the other peanut butters.
All the other peanut butters on the market.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, one would want to know, like, of course, you have actually ventured into things that are actually generally on the market. Talk of the water.
Well, the water was this. You know, I love this water because this was our first.
And I think it's one of your favorites because I think wherever I've met Kim, I think
I always go around.
I've seen this water and I've taken it myself. Beautiful, clean water.
So when we had the health clinic, we were giving alkaline water to our clients. And we marketed a lot around marketing water, all the benefits of it, and we started selling it in our shops. But the alkaline water we were selling was imported.
Wow.
because there was no alkaline water being produced in Zambia.
Yes, true.
And after a few years of kind of building up the market for this, it was like ridiculous to import.
Exactly. Can actually do it from here.
So having no knowledge about how to treat water, how that water processing process, or what it takes to make alkaline water, we decided, you know what, we're going to learn. We're going to find a way. We're going to figure this out.
How we can do this one.
Yes. And that's what we did.
Wow.
And it's quite a beautiful story because we did it on a shoestring budget. Wow. And we literally, and it's going to sound terrible, but what we did, we converted one of the bathrooms at our head office into our little water factory.
What? Did you do that?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was like 2 by 2 meters, a little cubicle. It was tiny. But that became our water factory. That's how we started. And we got all the certification through ZABs and everything. So it was all legit.
Yes, of course.
But it was tiny.
It was so tiny.
It was tiny.
I can imagine, because I wanted to find, you've already told us the size of the bathroom. I mean, everybody knows. It's so small.
Yeah.
But yet, this was actually born from there.
But that's how I believe that for us, we didn't have the resources to open a big factory. Yes. But we believed in the product. And we took just small steps, whatever we could.
Towards what you wanted to achieve.
Towards what we want to achieve. And now, having started like that and built it slowly, we are completing construction of our new factory in Memphis, waiting for all the proper automated equipment and everything.
That is good.
Yeah, but it shows that journey and that you can, wherever you are, with whatever resources, however limited, you can actually start.
You can start from where you are.
And if you have a good product that you believe in and you're committed to, which we were. And that's how it unfolded. But what I also love about this one is that not only was alkaline water new to Zambia, but we did something quite different and drastic to make it stand out. Because if you went to the supermarket at the time, all the water was just blue.
It's still blue.
It was like a sea of blue.
Yes.
And then we come with this pink, magenta, beautiful, strong color.
I was going to ask you that. How did you come up with pink? Because usually people would not associate this with water. Yeah. People associate water with blue.
But it was a way for us to differentiate ourselves, show this is something different. You need to pay attention to this, like in your face kind of thing, right? And what's so interesting, what's happened now is that other competitors have come onto the market now with alkaline water in Zambia. Of course, that's a natural process. Competition will happen.
Will always be there.
But some of them have adopted a pink color as well. So we set a bit of a trend, which I'm quite happy about. It also goes to show that sometimes being a little bit bold, taking a bit of risk, standing out from the crowd is a real benefit.
Especially now that in Zambia, not only in Zambia, but in Africa, we are really enterprising. And the aspects of competition will always be there. And this is the reason why we are actually discussing issues to do with business growth, but not only growing a business with a quality eye. And to that effect, Kim, we just want to know what are sort of protocols that you put in place in terms of managing your quality controls within the system of Omoyo in production.
Well, a lot.
Yes.
We put in a lot of controls. And this has been quite a process also to learn because we didn't have a background in manufacturing. So we started from scratch. We've had to put in all of these processes from scratch. And once again, hats off to ZABs for helping us along the way. But it's really looking at every part of the process and breaking it down and seeing where are the risk factors and how can we mitigate them. Exactly. Yes. So for instance, when our raw material arrives, we have a checklist. We look at it, does it meet our standard? In terms of, so the person who's checking will look at, physically, what does it look like? How does it smell? Perhaps moisture content, and so on.
Shelf life.
So we look at those things, and each raw material will have its own list of things that we check. And if it's not up to standard, we will send it back to the supplier. I mean, some of the products, we even demand that we have a certificate of analysis because we run into problems. For instance, with honey that has been contaminated. And if the raw material is not to standard, it can affect the product, the end product. Not in terms of the taste, but also the shelf life.
The shelf life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is the first point, the raw material. And then, of course, it's the human risk. So we do a lot of work there with, of course, trainings and making sure the hygiene.
Trainings and the hygiene aspects.
Everyone's gone for medicals, the whole disinfectant process and all of that we have to do. And then it's the production as well, control points along that.
Yes.
A lot to do with cleanliness. I mean, that is really,
that is key
really when it comes to quality. But also with the product itself. So if we're boiling something and that's a part of the process, are we reaching the right temperatures? We are checking the acidity or alkaline, basically the pH of the product. So for instance, our kombucha, the pH of the product is key for that fermentation to take place. And for some of the other drinks, for the preservatives to work, the product has to be a certain pH. So there are many parameters like that that are checked throughout the production process. And then, of course, all the way to packaging. Is the packaging clean? Has it been cleaned? Is it whole? Is it sealed properly? So there are the whole process. You just have to look and break it down and see where can it go wrong.
Where can it go wrong? That is where now the issue of mitigating risk comes in. Because now there are all sorts of risks that can actually happen in the entire process. So if there's no quality control process that has been properly defined and laid out, even the workers won't be able to know where can we go wrong for us to get something that is smelling like this. So with what you have said, the entire process is being followed. This is why internal training on quality management system remains key, particularly in production on process management systems. So production process, absolutely key, because mitigating the risk on such vast process of manufacturing just one product. Tell us a little bit about that, the challenges that you faced so far.
Well, firstly, you don't know what you don't know. And that was a major challenge for us in the beginning because we were new to this. So we didn't know what could go wrong. And we made a few mistakes, but what we also had to do then is seek help and get in consultants as well to help us figure out that process. ZABs have also been very helpful. ZCSA, Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency, they have also been helpful in some of those control processes. So the knowledge side of things, we had to get up to speed on very, very quickly. But we had outside help for that. Another challenge, which I think is common for small businesses, is the knowledge, but it's also the cost. So it's cost of getting that knowledge, maybe hiring someone, or also the cost of actually getting the equipment to test some of these things. So for us, a pH meter, that was 20,000 kwacha. We need a few of those, It adds up.
So it's not a waste.
And then also, when you're testing your products, we're constantly sending our products for testing. That is also a cost. That can be it's tough for small businesses when you're just starting out, of course. But unfortunately, when it comes to quality control, you can't MacGyver it. This is just something that you
it's a standard. You've got to do so. It's a laid down standard, and especially with the international standards coming into play. For you, it's ISO 22000 and so on. ISO 9001 stroke 2015. Those are some of the standards that you've always been following, even you without knowing, because the processes that you're talking about, the management systems are all in there. I would want to know, in terms of quality management, some of your success stories that you can talk about as Umoyo to say, wow, we did it.
No, but you're absolutely right. Even though we may not have the certification for the ISO standards, what we have implemented are the precursors for it. So when we get to that point, it will be a lot easier for us because, like you said, we're already putting so many things into place. But I mean, one of our success stories started in absolute failure, and that was
I love that.
That was the story of our peanut butter. So our peanut butter, we were so proud of our peanut butter. This was a new product, and we'd gotten it.
You're all excited, and you got a new product on.
We had put it in the supermarkets, and it was selling well. And then suddenly, ZCSA came to us and said, well, do you have a permit for this product? And we're like, we didn't know we needed a permit. We were quite ignorant about this. And what happened is that they pulled all our product off the shelves because we didn't have the permit.
Yes.
And now we then had to work with ZCSA and go through the entire process from receiving the groundnuts
from the raw materials, the sorting, and all that, and to the production, entire production
we
process.
went through every single thing, and it made us really hone in even more when it came to the quality of that product.
Yes.
And in the end, I think the whole process going through that was extremely beneficial to us because I believe because of that we are producing a much higher quality product that we can be really proud of and trust as well that we are providing this high quality product which onto the market. So not only in taste, not only in the quality of it, but also we can show that, like I mentioned earlier, that it has 0% aflatoxin. Yes, exactly.
And it's sugar-free, it's natural, absolutely. And you see a lot of peanut butters on the market, actually, the mistake that they make is on the preservatives. And before they realize it, this is what actually affects the shelf life. So when you keep it natural, as Umoyo peanut butter has kept it natural, it's something amazing. I personally tested it, and I know how it tastes. And if you come to my house, you will find all packs and bottles of Umoyo peanut butter. And the other one is the baobab juice. The entire process of baobab juice, was there a success story or something you must, people want to know?
The main thing has to do with the quality of the raw material. And how was that raw material stored? Because baobab is harvested once a year. How are you storing that the whole year? Are you taking it out of the pods? Are you storing it in the pods? And so on. Is it exposed to moisture? And that affects the product. And if we don't have a quality product at the end of the season, then our drink will not be to the standard where we wanted to
change taste.
So I think for the baobab juice, our main challenges have been to secure enough baobab for the year and making sure that the quality that it's been stored properly so that it is of the same high quality towards the end of the year.
People would want to know, what do you think is a problem for some of these upcoming, manufacturing businesses to be able to, to follow some of these simple laid out, quality standards in order for them to bring out the best product? Would you give somebody an advice? Somebody wants to learn from you.
Well, I think the big thing is that the attention to detail. And sometimes I find in Zambia we lack that attention to detail. And it is not once in a while. It is every single day, every hour of the day. You have to pay attention to that detail. So, and that is from a willingness to do that. If you don't think it's very important, if you have that kind of attitude as a leader within your organization, then everyone below you in that organization is also going to take a similar attitude. So from the get-go, Umoyo's, it's part of our brand value. We have 3 brand values. It's natural, quality, and integrity. So the last 2 are very much connected with making sure that production process is on point and that we're following all the quality control processes and standards so that we can ensure quality and integrity of the product.
Of the product itself on the market. And I think this is just speaking on the production companies that we have seen mushrooming. People are producing things whether we like it or not, whether it's in their kitchen, and as we are encouraging the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we know that a lot of people have come up on the market. There are all sorts of productions going on. And this is why I know that there are a lot of people that are going to learn from this podcast, because we're speaking all issues to do with quality management system. Can you say it is simple? Is it difficult? Or it's just the only problem that small businesses face is to just pay attention to detail? Anything else?
There's so many things that can go wrong. And I think there will be times when things go wrong. That is just part of it. But then it's how do you deal with that? And that's where your processes come into place as well, that making sure that you have records, everything. So everything we produce is in batches. Everything is recorded.
It's got a batch number.
Exactly. So if there's a problem with a product, we can trace it back and look at other of the same products within the same batch, see if they have the same problem, and then through our record keeping, be able to start identifying, okay, what went wrong?
What went wrong? From which point?
Exactly.
Which process point did this go wrong? And how can we mitigate that?
Yeah, exactly. But also, you know, in terms of the challenges and, you know, the importance of paying attention to quality control, sometimes also I find, you said there are a lot of companies mushrooming, they're seeing opportunities, they want to get in there.
They want to get in there and see what we can do.
You also have to take a long-term view.
Yes.
Because if you are not following these processes and your products are not up to par, your customers are going to realize this. And there are
repercussions to that, because some of them are hazardous. So if you don't pay attention to detail and follow the quality rules,
So do you want to be in business long term? Then it is in your interest to pay attention to these things. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. And I hope our viewers are listening, because if you want to do business, it's one of the principles actually. Regardless of what business you do, the idea is you need to have your mind set on the business that you want to do. And you need to know that every business comes with its own challenges. And every business comes with its own set of rules that are supposed to be followed for you to be able to be successful. Unless otherwise you're not dealing with human beings. But for products such as yours, it's directly involving life. Tell us about the best. Your motto is saying, living your best life.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, no, that's what Omoyo is all about. We want to produce products that are natural, so that the ingredients in the products, say the baobab juice, for instance, that is real baobab. The hibiscus juice, it's real hibiscus. It's the hibiscus that gives it its color. It's the hibiscus that gives its taste.
Yes.
It's the hibiscus that gives it
all the flavor.
Yes, and all the nutritional elements that are healthy for you. So our brand is all about creating great products that enhance your health, so that you have the energy and the drive to go out there and live your best life.
Absolutely.
But the Omoyo brand is so much more than that. We're so much more than just the products. We are also about educating people about their health, and not even just stopping with the physical health, going also into mindset, because we realize more and more.
I was going to get to that. We have seen Omoyo doing so well, especially with your internal employees, on mindset change and transformative, conversations with your employees. Are you willing to share a little bit more about that? Because that's amazing. And I know your workers, sometimes they wake up, they just want to go to work and they know what they're looking up for.
I hope so. That is the case.
I mean, sure.
So the importance of your mind, and especially when it comes to health, I've realized that, for instance, if you want to lose weight, say if someone wants to lose weight, they know what to do, right? They know the strategy. You can Google that and get a step-by-step approach, how to lose weight, Stop eating sugar, start to exercise.
And sometimes you get the opposite result, how to lose weight, and then you find yourself gaining. Yeah, go right ahead, Kim.
So we know the strategy, yet why do people find it so difficult? It's the psychology. It's the mindset. So it all starts there. So what we do at Omoyo, what you're referring to, which I love, is every morning, without fail, doesn't matter what you're doing, at 8 o'clock, we all gather in the car park.
Wow.
And we start with some breathing exercises. We do some gratitude. We do some physical exercises to music. We do some prayer as well.
Wow,
and then sometimes we finish off with a motivational talk of some sort. And all the employees are involved in this. All the employees can lead some of these sections through this, we call it priming. Because it primes you to have a great day. It puts you in state. Yes.
Wow.
And so this has just become part of our company now. It's just what we do.
Wow. That's a good signature, Kim.
We did a survey with all our employees just to check how is this really being received. And it was overwhelmingly positive. So people really appreciate it as well. So that's wonderful.
We could tell. I mean, and this is perhaps the reason why we get the best, products from Omoyo on the market, because it starts from inside. People don't understand that if you've got to win at quality management systems, you need to ensure that your internal clients who are your employees, that they are living the best life, that they are coming with the right mindset, and that all of you are actually pulling in one direction. So I've seen that actually help. It becomes easy, even for the implementers, to be able to see to it that products such as this that we're seeing on the market from Umoyo are actually of high standard and of high quality.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And to that effect, Kim, you are a member of ZAM. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, it's an incredible organization.
Yes.
I'm currently an advisory board member.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor.
Yeah.
But Zambian Association of Manufacturers, it really is for the whole manufacturing industry.
Yeah.
And if you are manufacturing any product and you're not part of ZAM, I really feel you should reach out. Mm. When we first became manufacturers, my general manager, Brunhilde, came to me and said, Kim, we need to become members of ZAM. And I thought, no.
Why?
Because I thought, it's just like some of these organizations where you just pay your fees and you don't get any value.
Any benefit from it.
But she was very persistent with me. And eventually I gave in and said, okay, well, let's try it.
Let's go for it.
And we did, and we haven't looked back.
Wow.
It was one of the best decisions we've ever made because we've gained so much value from being members. They are constantly organizing events where they teach. It can be about anything. The first time I heard about ESG was through a ZAM event.
Wow.
They do training sessions, updating your knowledge, for instance, about things regarding ZRA, perhaps new policies,
exactly, and anything coming up,
and lots of networking opportunities. Yeah. So ZAM has really been incredible for Moyo. We've learned so much, and it's given us exposure as well.
How long have you been in ZAM so far?
Well, since the early days of manufacturing.
Fantastic. Yeah. And we also note that Umoyo is also, in fact, yourself as Kim is actually a member of Proudly Zambian campaign. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because you see, as we are enterprising and we don't know the right affiliations to affiliate ourselves to grow our businesses, to get more insights, or even to be inspired to get started. Tell us a little bit about the importance of affiliating ourselves with ZAM and affiliating ourselves this time with a Proudly Zambian campaign.
The Proudly Zambian campaign, it was started by the government, by the Ministry of Industry, and but it is administered or run by ZAM. So at the moment, I'm the sitting chairperson for the Proudly Zambian campaign.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Again. A lot of hats there.
Thank you so much.
That's good.
But this is a really wonderful campaign because it's all about showcasing Zambian products, but not any Zambian products, Zambian products of quality. That's what I mentioned in the beginning. So when you see a product that has that Proudly Zambian logo on it, it has been vetted. It's not something that is just given out. Exactly. So you can trust the product. And a misperception that people have is that the Proudly Zambian campaign is just about products. It is for any industry. It's also for the service industry. So hotels, we have ProFlight on there, banks, whatever industry, as long as it's a Zambian company providing a quality product or service, they can become members of the Proudly Zambian campaign and have that kind of stamp.
Proudly Zambia.
Exactly.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And this is really to help drive not just industry, but also jobs and growth in the country, to highlight the incredible products that we actually have here in Zambia.
And to that effect, we have seen that because of associations such as ZAM, Proudly Zambian campaign that has come up, which we highly recommend, especially as a quality-oriented podcast. We actually advocating that a lot of businesses find themselves, affiliated to Proudly Zambian campaign and be affiliated, to ZAM for those that are manufacturing, and just get the right information so that you are good to go for local and international market. You have to be best positioned in your country before you can be best positioned elsewhere. Are there some requirements that you think you can talk about for people to be able to affiliate, other than just what you said? ZAM,
I would just say,
and especially to Proudly Zambia.
Just reach out. All the information will be there. Absolutely. So you'll find us online.
To that effect, Kim, we want to congratulate you once again because Umoyo Products has received a number of awards. Are you able to share those awards with us and how they came about and how it actually boosts your morale to be able to continue adhering to quality rules for international standards and also for local market and international market.
Well, one award that I'm particularly proud of is that we won the Innovation Award.
Wow.
This was awarded by ZAM, actually.
Oh, okay.
And the reason for that is because I feel that Omoyo, that is something that we've put so much effort into, to using local raw materials and innovating them, using them in an innovative way to produce these healthy products. So as an example, we were the first with alkaline water.
Wow.
We were the first to commercialize baobab juice in this country.
Yes,
we're the first to have a hibiscus drink.
Wow.
And hibiscus wasn't grown commercially in Zambia. Initially, we were importing our hibiscus from some of our neighboring countries. Yes. And then we partnered with 40 farmers and gave them seed and helped them with the knowledge and know-how of how to plant and harvest and so on, dry it.
Yeah, that's good.
And that has now grown to 100 farmers, and we're expanding that. So through our innovation, creating this new product that uses hibiscus, farmers can now grow hibiscus commercially. So
they've got support, and they also have the ready market already.
So that is the power of innovation. So what other local natural materials are there that we can come up with cool, innovative products, but that are also good for you, healthy for
health consumption? 5 years down the line, we want to see more stronger people, people that can choose natural products as a result of the innovations that you're speaking about. Right?
So I'm very proud of that award, I must say.
It's an amazing one. And yet again, congratulations, Kim. But there's also another award that you actually got from the Push Women Network. Would you want to share a little bit about that? Even as we speak about business growth, it is always important for us to ensure that we encourage all the female-led businesses to be able to affiliate, to all these, associations that we've spoken about here, that Kim has spoken about, and some of the notable routes that Umoyo has taken. So we hope that you can be inspired. Tell us about the Push Women Network Award.
Such a beautiful network of women supporting women.
Wow.
And I was greatly honored to be or win the Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yes.
So that was a great honor.
That was great. I was there, and I was there. I was happy to see that. I heard your speech, so emotional, so touching. And to the women and to the Push Women Network, we just want to continue, encouraging them to continue supporting women. And like you said, women supporting women. Yes. This is what we're speaking about.
Very important.
And the other thing that we also have to notice as we speak about all the strategies and all the other simplified ways of following quality management systems, we are also speaking about encouraging a lot of businesses coming up. We want to see how best, we can improve the economy in this country. Do you have any words that you would want to say as we wind up, to some of the upcoming businesses, those that are already in business and those that are thinking, can I even start business? It's a hard thing. Yeah. And they're speaking about quality management systems and all these things that I have to follow. Do I even have the mind to follow? Would you want to encourage somebody?
Yeah, well, firstly, it is going to be challenging.
Of course.
You can't get away from that,
Absolutely.
It's going to be challenging.
Yes.
And the more prepared you are for that mentally, the easier you can prepare, the easier it will be once you come across these challenges. Yes. If you think it's going to be easy,
then don't go into it.
So it is going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But like I always say, that, and I mentioned even the beginning of this interview here, is that you don't have to know how. You don't have to know how it's all going to play out, how exactly you're going to do it. That will come. What you have to do is have a belief that you can do it, and believe in yourself that you are able to do it, and have that passion, that underlying passion, because when those challenges come,
it's your passion that's going to push you forward.
Exactly. It's that fire within you that's going to really push you forward to overcome them. And if you don't have that, you will probably give up.
Yes.
So you need that belief and that passion, but you don't need to know how it's all going to play out. And all the knowledge that you need and the journey, it will be revealed as you start. So each step will reveal the next step. So, I love the analogy of if you're driving a car and it's nighttime, and you know your destination, you know where you're going to, but you don't know if the road's going to go that way or that way or that way.
Yes,
but you don't have to, because your headlights will shine about 20 meters.
Wow.
And when you get to that point, well, the headlights will shine the
20
next
meters, another 20 meters further.
And that's how it is. And you don't have to have all the technical knowledge, because there are people out there like you, Clara, who have that technical knowledge, and you can bring in that know-how as and when you need it.
Yeah.
The question is, are you committed to your goals? Are you committed to that vision? That's the question.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. There you have it, our viewers. We just had a very nice interactive conversation with the managing director for Umoyo, Kim Otteby. I love to call them the award-winning Umoyo. She has given out a lot of insights with regards to how you can follow your processes, in terms of producing your products for quality management system, but of course for business expansion. Thank you so much for joining us, and it is our hope that you will be inspired to either start your business, inspired to expand your business for local and international markets. So until next time, thank you so much.